It's for me. Probably what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up.
Play no games. He's laughing at me because he knows. Hey! In a past life, I was an R&B sensation. But anywho, it's the Play No Games podcast / show, and you got your. I'm here today. It is Robert, the real life Hitch, and let me tell y'all, it's been a long fucking day. But you know what makes my day go smooth is when I got cool brothers on the show, and I got a lurking legend on the show today, and he's taking the West Coast, the world, by storm. We got
pause.
whoa! Not even pause.
I said the dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause. But anyway. My bad. We got Swego today on the show, and this brother's got some things he wants to drop. He's got some things he wants to tell us. But before we get into that and we hear, this lurking legend and that lives in our city, you know what y'all haven't done? Fucking hit that subscribe button. You wanna know why? Because I ain't got enough subscribers. I've had lawyers, R&B sensations, people from Nike, and we still don't got 50 followers. Ain't that a damn shame?
Oh, hold on. That's kind of trifling.
It's trifling,
that
but
ain't cool.
And I'm just adding on to YouTube. I'm just adding on to YouTube. But Spotify a little different, Apple Music a little different. I'm saying together we got maybe like 200 people the same. But anyways, let's bring the likes up, let's bring the subscribes up, because what we're talking about is stuff that's going to be timeless. And when I say timeless, is because we're trying to help people be better, the better versions of themselves when it comes to relationships, when it comes to careers, when it comes to being overall great human beings. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, you can find me at lookhere.fir on Instagram or Play No Games Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. We there. Also, we on the Anchor. So without further ado, we got the lurking legend, Mr. Swego, on the show today.
What it do, my people? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm a little tired.
I feel that.
But I get up for people like you. Because I legitimately, besides us, obviously if it's not nepotism, we friends, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, I really believe in your music, and I literally just posted on my IG about an R&B artist, and I was like sad boys hour, and I really love R&B, and it was just it's just astounding to see your worth ethic of you getting there and more people getting to see what you can do. So so anyway, because I think because I just had a brain fart. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, what was I
was like, you going? I was like, okay. I was like, where this going?
But okay, now I know. Okay, now I know where I was going with this. So it's just kind of I'm just glad that you're stopping in today to catch us up on the process of what it takes to be an artist in the city, growing, blowing up. What have you been up to?
Honestly, I've just been up to basically, taking control of all the blessings that I feel like God has been putting in my life, and just, trying to be a blessing to other people with my platform, that I see is just steady growing. If I try to move off positivity, I know I might not be the most positive person in the world, but at least I take strides to try and affect everybody's lives that, I come around to positively. I feel like that was something that went hand in hand with my music. I do happy feel music, party music, and if I'm always trying to create a positive, fun environment, it kind of fits with my brand, and it, and that's who I am, fun.
Okay, we got the fun guy.
We got Mr. Fun Guy.
Mr. Fun
Mr. Fun Guy.
You got to laugh. What? That was pretty good.
That was low key. That was good though.
Hey,
I don't even know what this. Yo, why you do the Kawhi laugh?
shout out to Kawhi. He healing.
His knee hurting.
Hey, that's why they lost.
Yeah, they would have. They probably would have won the chip this year.
They would have.
Yeah.
But I don't want to rabbit hole because I want to stay on track. So
What's up?
Fun. When it comes to music, now, last time we had you on the show, we had you and your cousin. Like, there's some certain stuff I wanted to like kick to you, but seeing that I have you like one on one, I feel like this is the more appropriate because you're schooling me on the difference between the rap side and R&B side. But I just want to ask you, in this era of like when it comes to like making music, I know I asked you this before, but like I feel like you were telling me, if watch the tape, because I watched the tape, building a rap song and building an R&B song, whether it's a party or any type of song, is different. Could you for a person who is not tuned in and saw that previous episode, what is the process for you when it comes to making music?
I would say, like, when it comes to making music, like, I feel like there's a lot more intricacies that I do with being a vocalist, in terms of just like the overall production of my music. Even today with a track I'm working on, there's 30 vocal tracks on it, and that's the equivalent of like a very extensive instrumental versus like most rap artists that I'm around in the studio. There's like two, 3 tracks. They're only singing like straight through once. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more pieces involved, harmonies involved, stacks involved, and it's all delicate because it's like for R&B, I feel like it's less lyrics and more the feeling that you get from the song. It's not really lyric conscious, but because I feel like if a rapper was saying the same thing as an R&B singer, it wouldn't sound as good. It would sound pretty corny, you know what I'm saying? Like the type of love song, like if you just try to say it in some poetry, you know what I'm saying? But like the melody that comes with the R&B is what kind of sells the feeling, Oh, I love you, but then you sing it,
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, maybe he really do, because he's like, he's belting it.
Yeah.
I love you.
What was that?
Nothing, babe.
Okay, I heard something in there. You know what I'm saying? No. Thank you for that. Yeah, and like I would just say, I shouldn't. I'm trying to, be, make sure I'm being friendly. Gun to my head, if someone said I had to pick a genre to like listen to for the rest of my life, I would probably pick R&B. Yeah,
I mean, you wouldn't be alone. I mean, I'm pretty sure like anybody would probably say that. Like, okay, a genre I can listen to my whole life. I feel like R&B, there's a lot of versatility to it, especially nowadays. So, like you can really find, different. Mainly just peace. Honestly, it's just a peace of mind. You find peace of mind with R&B. You can get more in tune with your feelings in R&B. You have songs that can relate to you in terms of how you're feeling in R&B. That's why Drake carried so much, because he's still saying quotable R&B lyrics, and to a point where it's like, that happened to me, or like, oh, I felt like that. Oh, my girl cheated on me. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So
very true. Don't mind me. I speak with my face. No. Actually, I heard some new music. We're gonna get back to that. I wanna ask you a couple questions. Okay. Quick topic. Now, I heard you bringing up Drake, and I heard you bringing up these other people and things like that, and that kind of sparked me to think. In this world right now of like feelings and people being more understanding of mental health and like emotional intelligence. Have you heard of that before? Mm-hmm. Okay, bet. And for people who don't know, emotional intelligence is like, literally how in tune you are with your emotions from an intellectual level. Can you know within yourself and within others? So the reason why I'm bringing that up is like, I sometimes struggle with how the world is currently right now, where like, let's just say this, when it comes to singing, and you brought up emotions, right? Do you feel like it's easier for you to express your emotions and it be validated in a song rather you telling someone where you're like, hey, bro, like what you did to me, I didn't like that. Or if like you're making a track and like you're talking about pain and you just like you show somebody a snippet, do you feel like people are more inept to listen to your music and talking through your pain, or are you just talking with like a close person like, oh, I feel like this?
I feel like there's releases in both. You know, I feel like there's emotional releases in both. I feel like, you know, I feel like, you know, being able to address your pain and put it down, you know, in a way that is creative and, you know, releasing that to the basically to the public is another way of a release, you know, because not everybody's going to be like, oh, I already know what's going on with him. He's having problems with such and such, and who people don't know the story, you know. People won't even know who you're talking about, you know. So it's kind of like empty in that way versus, you know, actually dealing with the problem with the individual, or you know, speaking with someone that's close to you about said individual and getting advice. You know, those are, I feel like they're both healing processes in that sense. But I wouldn't kind of put one over the other because I feel like they're very different in like how they help release like animosity or aggression or all that.
Well, the reason why I kind of like brought that up and it kind of just spurred like my thought where I came across a meme not too long ago. I don't know if it's true or not, and it was of a, you know, the one a gender war, but it was like of a Twitterer. I don't know how you say it. I don't have a Twitter, and they were like, I think men are weird if they express emotion, especially in R&B. And me and my guys in the group chat were like talking about that, and under it was like, you should be glad that there's R&B music because, you know, this keeps me, you know, I'm not gonna say the other part, it keeps me sane, it keeps me from not, you know, punching people and things like that. And like I just want to just, you know, talk to you from a person who just knows and understands emotions, and, you know, being able to be a catch-all for all people is kind of like, that's kind of like where it came from, where it's kind of like, do you even feel that, you know, you're able to express your emotions, you know, without lyrics to them, because it's difficult nowadays, especially for, you know, us men, where it's kind of like, so that's where that came from.
And that's where I think, you know, I feel like that's where R&B music is that it's the only, I feel like, genre that you can really explain your feelings without lyrics. Like you really have just harmonies, or just you can have runs going on over and over. You know, you've heard songs like that, but you know how it do feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like you think about The Weeknd, like you think about his high runs and all of that. He's not saying words, you know. He's just like on some of them. Like
I didn't
there
listen
are
to
intros,
that
or like, see, I listen to a lot of it, but like, you know, there's like certain parts where like, you know, you don't have to hear lyrics and stuff like that. You know, and I feel like, you know, R&B is the only one that can get away with it, because, you know, you kind of like fall in love with a person's like running talent. You know, there's so many things involved. You know, I feel like that is just, it helps like paint a picture that's beyond just like the lyrics itself that the person's singing. Because in terms of lyricism, you know, there's not that many like R&B singers I would compare in terms of lyrics. If like, say a rapper made a heartbreak song, like the type of story that he would tell and the intricacies, you know, like it's crazy. Versus, you know, R&B, it would be more of, you might feel more from the R&B though. You get what I'm saying? So it's not really lyric conscious when it comes to feelings. Okay. I feel like, you know, when like you're looking for something to feel, then I feel like there's lyrics, or maybe, I don't know, like you can like look for lyrics and stuff like that. You can look, but like, you know, I don't.
No, it's perfect. Yeah. I left this part like open ended, because when I try to do interviews, I don't like to give people yes or no, or like, you know, the typical update, like how you're doing. Cause like, granted, we got some stuff in there for you when it comes to like, you know, what you're doing, what you're up to. But like, I feel like I want people to see you in a different way in light, or the way I see you when the camera is off, because I feel like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I have all the answers and things like that, where I'm seeking and listening.
You ain't got the answers, Sway.
What? I'm coming for your job, Sway. And it's just kind of like stuff like that, where like I want, you know, people to truly get to know you, because it's different from you, the artist, you, the son, you, the brother, you, the cousin, all that. And my thing is, that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you're trying to create and build a brand, if people just mess with you just from like, you know what, I mess with Rob because he's about cool, dope stuff, it's going to have people lean in to, hear the words that I'm saying. And then actually, just going into just like, word of mouth is the best business. And I'm just learning that even now. Like, it's kind of like, oh, Rob dope, or, Swego, he dope.
I've always known that, honestly. Like, I've always felt like word of mouth, especially in Portland, is just like, it's one of the only means of, spreading or like, promotion. Like in places like LA, promotion runs it rather than word of mouth. Because anybody, you can tell anybody anything, they won't believe you until you show them, or until something's like. But in like places like Portland that are kind of like bubbling scenes, if everybody agrees to a consensus, it becomes a movement. And with that, that's really how people are able to move out here is by creating that kind of word of mouth friction to where, your network is your net worth.
Yeah. So, one last thing. This snuck up on me. It snuck in. Top 10. No, not top 10. Oh, that's disgusting.
That's a whole 10.
That's a long. I was going to say I was drinking at work, but that's irresponsible.
Hey, man.
Irresponsible.
Where it at?
Where they do that at? I'm Denzel.
Pass the bottle.
I'm Denzel on flight, but I'm not going to say what I do not right now because it's just funny. But you see what I did there? But I don't do that. Anyway, I want your top 5 influential, and they don't just have to, they don't even have to be singers. Like, or I guess they do. Anywho. Never mind. I was going to say influential people, but I was like, anywho, your top 5 singers, dead or alive, that have influenced you to sing.
Michael Jackson. Usher.
You got it bad.
Chris Brown, Trey Songz.
I said, yo, you don't know it. You said, Trey Songz? Yeah. Yeah.
Your side of the bed.
Oh God, I want you to know I was trying to remember that one. Please, one more time.
Your side of the bed.
Oh God, I was trying to remember those lyrics. Oh my God. And I can help. Boy. Oh, you know how he was in the I Can't Help the Wait video?
You're right here. I know you're so excited. So we're making love. No, Trey Songz, I would say Trey Songz, for me, honestly, Trey Songz, growing up, I listened to all the other ones, but like Trey Songz, was kind of the one that I identified with as I was moving into the R&B lane.
Really?
I would feel like he was kind of like, yeah, I would say him and Usher were those two. I really like Neo a lot. Heavy Neo fan. Extremely heavy. Swego, Neo. I'm pretty sure you're Nigerian. Like I'm heavy Neo fan.
Want to, but I can't help it. I love the way it feels.
Yeah.
It got me stuck between my fantasy. Sorry.
And me and him, we both have kind of nasally pop singing voices. So I always identify with Neo as well. So I would say those are my 5.
I'm gonna say this right now. Neo was, my old favorite artist, and then, after the Red album, I was like, eh. What is your favorite Neo song?
Man, see, I don't want to sound basic, but
don't sound basic.
I'm sorry, I'm a so sick person. That was the thing that kind of brought you know what I'm saying. It was like a mainstream feel song that for me as a kid growing up, I was like, why is this? This is a song that made me feel.
You ain't lying.
You feel me? That's so that was whenever I think Neo, that's that I start thinking of that.
Oh, shit. Don't do that.
You walk like a boss.
Oh, whoa. We'll change it up for him. I want Neo. He got me through a lot, bro. I'm trying to say, bro. Like if I would ever if God ever was able to sit me back to earth and he's like, you could pick a job, I'll probably be a therapist again, but I also would be an R&B artist because of course. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because let me tell you how impactful Neo was to my life. Now, in middle school, this girl hurt me.
On God.
On God. I was fat.
She hugged someone else, didn't she?
No. She didn't invite me to her birthday party.
Oh, that's yeah,
and then I told her I was going to change my weight for her. And then she laughed at me.
Yo.
Let me give you context.
Belongs to the streets.
You don't belong to the streets because as guys, we got to take rejection. I used MySpace and I wasn't in her top 5. And then on her little survey thing, she's like, she likes guys who are fit. And at that time I wasn't fit. But we were cool. We were cool though. And what had happened was at lunch, I went up to her. I was like, hey, let me talk to you to the side. I talked to her and I was like, hey, I know we're really good friends, but I'm feeling something, and I was like, let's do something about this. And she looked at me, walked away, and as she was walking away, it was to me like a Neo music video. I was like, turn around, and she turned around, and I was like, I'm not gonna say her name. I was like, I'll change my weight for you if that makes it better. And she turned around, laughed at me, told the entire school I couldn't wait for 8th grade to be over with. Worst decision of my life.
Villain origin story.
Oh man, I hate
villain origin story.
So I'm surprised I'm saying this and this will be live, but this is.
Hey man, I've had my fair share. You know what I'm saying? See, and that's the thing is that now that I do R&B music, people think that I'm just a juggernaut. I'm like, yo, I just be doing my thing. I don't even be, at this point, I don't trust women. I don't trust, I just be on my own.
We got to unpack this. I'm sorry. You know who I am. We got to unpack this. But before we unpack that.
Think about it, man. You even go back to your thing. It's like this is someone that you just said you're cool with, something like that. And then you dropped your whole feeling and they ruined basically your social life for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They could have just been like, she could have just been like, I'm not feeling but they took advantage of the fact that they could just make you look and feel even weaker. But it's like the shoe can never be on the other side of the foot in that point. And that's why I don't you know what I'm saying?
So
there's so many social limitations to the black man that
it's worse because she wasn't a black woman. But yes, continue. It's worse because she wasn't a black woman.
She was?
She wasn't.
That makes, you know what I'm saying?
She hurt me.
Yeah.
But I would silently and once again, another nugget. When we're on this show and I disagree with people and things like that, this is a prime example. We're here to bridge gaps and understand, not to shoot down.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever listening. So I respectfully disagree, but I agree with what you're saying to a certain point where certain people's behaviors, there has to be some type of what do you call it? People are triggered by the word consequence, but there's always, cause and effect. Something happens, you do something, something's going to happen, right? Positive is life. Come on, people. Well, the reason why I say at that time, one, we're very emotionally immature.
Yeah.
At that time, and then two, yeah, she could have did something differently, but at the end of the day, what I would tell anyone, even now, if I had a son, obviously for shits and giggles, I'm be like, yeah, we got to do something. But at the end of the day, I would definitely want to teach on my son, one, how you get rejected. No matter what, you got to take the high road, because at the end of the day, that makes you more stronger. And what I mean stronger is being like, all right, the worst this person can say is no, or spread a rumor, or say something. But at the end of the day, is it wrong to ever love someone? Is it wrong to be infatuated or have a crush on someone? So the sheer fact that someone wants to use that as a comedy bit to get over on you, should let other people know this is the company you keep. So my only thing is that I would just say is for the whole women thing and things like that. And I just want to kick it back to you and we're gonna go at this, right? I think we shouldn't judge a gender or just people in general, right, off of behaviors of one person. Because I'm pretty sure, and I know you can.
No, without a doubt.
Exactly.
Yeah, like without a doubt. I'm not like, and I might have said might have
joke.
Sounded like a generalized statement. But like I don't mean it like that in a sense. I just mean me personally. Like I'm not in a space to where I can even, comfortably bring a female to what I got going on, and like in terms of like to where there's like there's more. And then, like for me, it's because of the fact that you can have love for someone, but it's like where's the loyalty lie, and there it goes into that. It's like the first thing that you said was this is your friend. You said you were her top 5 on MySpace, and that's what they did to you. So it's like she could still have love for you, but she obviously wasn't loyal to the friendship. And that's my problem is that as I've gotten older, I've seen a lot of people aren't sure of who they want to be around, aren't sure if their friends, aren't sure of that stuff. Yeah. It's like for me, it's like I feel like I have a very touchy lifestyle to where like I can't just be having different energies that are unsure of themselves in terms of like how loyal they are. You know what I'm saying? I can't wonder if you're gonna stab me in the back because I addressed feelings I had.
Okay.
You feel me?
No, I feel you. I feel you. I'm glad that we cleared that up, and you were just, Jess, we're joking. Just that piece, not a woman hater. We're not doing that.
I love women.
Exactly. We're just going through this aspect, and even still, I do not recant or retract what I was just saying to that. I feel like even more, if it's more isolated with you, I want you to hear these words even more, because I'm not going to let the behaviors, and I'll just say this, on camera and off camera, I don't know like the total resume of, the females and women you have dealt with, but I refuse as your friend, as this host, and as a human being to let whomever who has interrupted your boundaries in your life dictate what goodness is coming to you in the form of your next girlfriend, your next wife, because, I hope to, at least be at table 5 at your wedding. And, and my thing is, and I'm just not speaking this on you, because, this bounces a little bit to my situations as well, where it's kind of like, when did it come to a point where we have to trust a person again? Because at the end of the day, we can protect ourselves all that we want, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the person we marry, that one person, right? They're gonna hurt us. Not to the degree the other people have done.
Yeah.
But we gotta let our guard down to some degree so we can
become vulnerable. But
yeah,
and like it's not that I'm afraid of being vulnerable. It's just that I feel like there is a space where you have to be ready to be vulnerable.
Ooh, that shit.
And for you to be ready to be vulnerable, I feel like for some of like the societal like stipulations that or like things that they put on like in the male side, like you have to have a financial support system. At least most men feel like they have to be financially be able to financially literate. They have to be financially stable, you know what I'm saying, to where they have a lucrative thing. And then that's kind of like bridges the gap to where like, okay, I can bring someone to the table, and if they mess me up or like mess me over, fuck me over, I don't miss out on anything because I had something to begin with that is already, successful or growing or doing something, And I feel like, I feel like that's kind of where it's at, Mm-hmm. At least for me right now, it's like I want to get to a point where I'm, built in my career to where, I can be open to bringing another person's whole piece. Because if I'm not, a full person myself, I can't bring someone to fix a missing piece or give me a missing piece because they could take it away. And then where am I at now? Feeling animosity over something that didn't belong to me because I didn't have my own piece to feel myself.
Ooh, okay. No. I'm processing. I'm taking that in because what you're saying is so true, and it's not just from a you standpoint. Because I don't want you to feel alone. There's a lot of people who share what you feel, and that is a true thing. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm seeing that a lot more. Where like the marriage rate's decreasing. People having babies and stuff like that is decreasing because everyone's so caught up, and obviously not gonna have the numbers and stuff right now. Check the numbers. It's just what people look for in a quality relationship, and bring this back into music. And my thing is like, and I'm definitely not one of those people like, oh, it's video games and music are killing people or things like that. It's just like I feel like if I was an artist, I would just be even more responsible when it comes to like some of the things that I put out, because a lot of kids they'll listen to you about relationship stuff before they come talk to me.
And and you are certified, educated and everything, but
not saying that not saying that you don't know.
No, but it's just the way things are. Exactly.
And I'm just speaking just on me, where like I feel like a lot of responsibility in what I do, and like I know people aren't just like me where they're gonna take the time, where like obviously I don't care sometimes how I am perceived by people, but like if I'm working with youth or I'm working with people and things like that, I try to be purposeful about what I do and what I put into this earth and things like that. And like so it's kind of like sometimes like when I am talking to a female or I'm talking to a kid or I'm talking to this older or younger person, where I'm like, all right, this is their first interaction with a person who is all put together, that is sane, and I want to speak from a lens of like hope, where like you will find this person. This person does exist. I'm not going to ignore. There's a lot of bullshit out there. So my thing is, just speaking on just you, she out there, man.
Oh, I know this.
And my thing is, I'm gonna tell you right now, it might happen when you making this new song. She might bend the corner and she be like, I don't care about that new song, because I care about you. And like what you do to make your money is just an addition. I'm here for you.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I feel like, it won't, like, that's kind of like how I feel. It's like, I feel like until I take that next step, or when I take that next step in my career, that's kind of when doors like that is going to be more possible. What if I meet another female that's an artist that's doing her own thing on the whole different side of the planet? You know what I'm saying? It's just like it'll open up possibilities. I always wanted to have a power couple. I see Jayz and Beyonce, so it's like so it's like if someone don't have Beyonce type of like
you don't
intentions,
need Beyonce. You don't need. I'm gonna say it right now.
Okay,
Beehive. You don't need Rihanna. No, I'm just saying. I get where you're going with the power couple.
You don't need Beyonce. You don't need Rihanna.
We can only speculate, and those are very, I can only speculate. Actually, no, we can only speculate about their relationships. And this is speaking just from like a celebrity thing, where it's kind of like one, Beehive, Rihanna Hive, don't come for me. They're great women. They make great music. Where it's kind of like the reason why, and this is just me, and we're just having a dope ass conversation. I sometimes cringe when people are like, I want the Jayz and Beyonce, because I'm like, it's like, that's very, to me, like, that's not what a modern day relationship looks like, because once again, not counting your future bags or things like that. It's almost kind of like the Drake thing, when Drake was like, oh, I'm taking this girl out to Dodger Stadium and things like that. And you got other dudes being like, well, I can't do that, so I really can't be in a wholesome relationship. And then you have chicks and, other people, non-binary, gay, lesbian, all things like, you have,
and Birkin.
They're like, yeah, you got to do that for me. No, he took time, or she took time out of their day to make this special. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, and I feel like we get trapped within that. And my thing is, once again, not shunning anything like they're saying, where it's kind of like, I want to see what it looks like with, Swego and Mariah, and not mean like Mariah the singer, but like whoever that is.
See, and that's, I feel like there's a confusion there, because like when I mean Jayz and Beyonce,
okay.
I relate that almost to my parents.
Really?
My parents are a power couple. My parents compete for who brings in the most bread. You know, like
really,
like yeah. So it's like, you know, my mom's a senior vice president in her company. My dad owns his own company.
Damn.
So like, that's what I mean. You know, I got parents that kind of set that tone to where, like, you know, I had a sister I was competing with everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there was no sex type of or gender roles, gender boundaries. Like, my mom cooked, but my dad cleaned. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
oh shit,
my dad owns it. So it's just like my dad is a very neat freak with it. So you know, he makes sure everything's clean. You know what I'm saying, all the time. But it's like that's, you know, apparently not looked at right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I grew up in a dynamic to where like everything was an open mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in a where all you had to do was do your best. And, you know, obviously there's, you know, Nigerian expectation that my best must be touching the sky. So like, you know, if I'm like, do your best, but I expect you to touch the sky if you do, you know?
Yeah.
So there's that. But like, with, you know, just growing up in the household I did, I have successful women in my household. I have successful men in my household, you know, and that's kind of, you know, that's kind of the dynamic I grew up. So that's kind of like what attracts me as a successful woman. You know what I'm saying? Not someone that needs me to be successful for her to be successful.
Okay.
So that's kind of like throws me off, you know.
In this day and age?
In this day and age, in the city. You know.
I want to commend you so much for, you know, feeling comfortable to tell me that that's what you look at when you say like Jay-Z and Beyonce, and like your first example comes from, you know, shout out to moms, shout out to dads, because, you know, look at your home cooking.
You feel me?
Look at your home cooking. It's on the Play No Games podcast. And my thing is, I appreciate that. Now I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And adding that context, and like I can see why you're having that struggle. And even still, and I know your folks got together in a good era and things like that. But even still, if you keep working towards your blessings, and my thing is, I know, and this I'm speaking for me, we've got blinders on, focusing on our bags. But you can still have one of them open and being like, all right, she's following this checklist. Like, she did this, she did that. And my thing is, she's showing that, you know, I'm worth it. And my thing is, because I would hate for you to get to the top of your career and let's say you got 2 number 1 hits already out there, right? You already been on the Breakfast Club, you know, Roy and Marl tried to.
When I have 2 number 1 hits.
2 number 1.
When I have 2. Listen, not if. When I get 2. When I get 2.
Did I say if?
I don't know.
I said when you get number.
Wait.
I said when you get 2 number 2s.
I don't think you said when.
I said when you get 2 number 2s.
All right.
Do you want me to roll the tape back?
You got the receipts.
I have the receipts. And in the effect that I did, I will say I will walk that back. When you get that, I'm gonna double down. When you do it,
I just try to remove if from the vocabulary.
No worries. And my thing is, and hey, on the show, I'm willing to admit my mistakes on air.
If you did,
I got him.
When you made your mistake.
we may have to keep that. That's funny. We have to keep that whole thing. Hopefully I said the wrong thing, so this can make it look pretty funny. Robert, hopefully he said the wrong thing. When you have 2 number hits, right? 2 number 1 hits, right? My fear is I hope I'm still in your corner to say the same thing to you. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, if mom, you know, shout out to moms, dads, if they watch this, you know, your son gonna have some fun, you know, but make sure. But I'm just saying, like, when you get tired from that, right? And like a good chick comes your way and you you throw her to the crew and things like that. And you have this like, oh man, I don't know if I, you know, trust her and things like that or anything like that. And you tell me everything she's done for you. I promise you, I'm going to be your person to be like, yo, take that risk.
If anything, like my problem is.
I don't want your trust to get so whittled down.
My problem is that I'm too trusting. So that's my problem is that's why I be so hesitant now is because I be too trusting to give people the benefit of the doubt and like kind of lower my expectations And it's like I shouldn't be looking to lower my expectations for a partner, at least in this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Or not necessarily like lower my expectations, but I feel like I'm settling. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to have to scale myself back, and I haven't even reached my full. You know, and so scaling this part of me back already is like, you know, because sometimes, you know, you might be too much for someone in terms of like just everything you got going on. You know, especially for right now with my career, I'm doing R&B music. I have shows, I have shoots. You know, I might have models with me all, you know, here and there, all the time, you know what I'm saying, to have that kind of, you know, for me, that was a big problem in my last relationship, you know, just having, you know, women around me, you know, and it's like they might be homegirls or whatever, but it's like, you know.
So for people who are listening to this, right? And I'm gonna play devil's advocate for females. What would you do in a relationship to make your person, like, there's a difference. Obviously, you're not doing anything, right? Things like that, we're saying that. But even still, when we're not doing certain things, there's certain things you have to do to like let your, you know, your girl or your guy who or whatever type of relationship one has know that we're cool. Like, you don't have to worry about this. So you, as a R&B artist, and we have an idea of what your lifestyle is, what are some things you do to make, you know, that you will make a potential partner feel comfortable with? You're like, all right, I'm going on these shoots. We're good.
One, I mean, I am like, I'm open to have you around on my arm every second.
Oh.
So that's like, I'm one of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a shorty like when I had one like that was, you know what I'm saying, like there was not anything that she wanted to know that I wouldn't tell her. She wanted to look at my phone. Go ahead, look at my phone.
Shoot!
Like, I'm not like, I don't have any like, because I'm too busy to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So like, whatever you're worried about, you're gonna be upset because like it's nothing to be worried about, and that's usually kind of what happened. You know, oh, who is this? I don't know her. And then she finds out she don't know me either. I ain't never talked to her. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you know, I don't really have anything to hide. So for me, like all I usually did was just like act like my dad, which is just shower my mom with love and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't really understand the disloyalty and all of that. Like there's so many trust issues. I mean, I do understand now after, you know, my last relationship, I understand the trust issues and all of that. But like, yeah, I'm not a person that would make you feel insecure unless you kind of had insecurities already.
Okay.
And like, yeah, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense because that's the work that someone else has to do.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing from you is
His Mistakes by Usher.
Okay. So what I'm hearing from you is you are a big, affectionate person. You're very open, and you're like, and I don't hear a lot of guys saying this, look at my phone, or like, I'm going to be at this shoot. Come through, like
literally come through, literally come through, so I could don't have to talk to nobody. You know, he's with his girl over there, like he won't bother you. Like that stuff is nice, like especially like, you know, like being in a public setting where like everybody is kind of curious, or you know, where people want, you know, saying having like public privacy is nice, you know, and you can't really do that if you're by yourself or with your boys. Because if you're with your boys, they always try to bring the shorties around.
Whoa, I don't do
that. It's all good. No, you know what I'm saying? If the shoe don't fit, you don't gotta wear it, man. Well, hey man, those looking like my size, man.
Hey. Oh, y'all, he got the forces on. They
black force activity.
Bro,
Black Air Force.
He's going to fight me, bro. I got to,
Black Air Force.
Hey, I can't be too spicy right now, bro. I got to give him the softball question.
You got to put like a little, like right there. You got like the static, like you technical difficulties. We're back.
Hey, that's not my budget just yet. But I'll see what I can do. Oh my gosh. So at this time, it's time for a shameless plug time. Oh man, we are over the commercial hour, but it's okay. Wow. See, that's what happens when you have dope ass conversations, and like you're just like, this is how I know I love what I do, because like I got so ingrained in like just like what you were talking about. But anywho, shameless plug hour. If you made it halfway through this video, what? Thank you. Have you hit that subscribe button? Have you found me on Instagram?
Have you?
No, they haven't. At lookhere.fir on Instagram and Play No Games on Apple Podcasts.
Is it FIR or FRI?
FRI?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lookhere.fri. Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, you kept saying.
Okay.
You even started with saying FIR. And I was like,
FR. I've been drinking. Look
so
here
you are
on
a Beyonce fan.
I
So you, the truth.
follow me. Look here. .fri.
There it is.
Oh, see, that's how you know you're a true friend. They correct you when you're wrong and all that stuff. And if you can't find that, at least follow me on Instagram, not Instagram, but on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. And then last but not least, I'm just gonna speak this into existence. You're bored. It's a Friday, Saturday night. Swégo's out of town. You can't go to a show. You know where you can go to hang out and party? Downtown at Suavecitos. You know who popped up at Suavecitos? Your boy Bob Gill. And if you ever go down there and you're looking for a great meal, talk to my guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but just go to Suavecitos.
Great music there.
Great
music there. DJ Yannick. Shout out DJ Yannick.
Yo.
That's the dude.
All I gotta say is mention my name, Rob. Mention the podcast, Play No Games. I ain't gonna say some shit gonna happen, but you just know it's gonna be
like
good, good company. But awesome time. Suavecitos Bar and Grill, great food, great time, and a fusion of black and Latin hip hop. More Latin first than the blackness, but we all love it.
We're bringing some Afro in there though.
Oh, whoa.
A lot of Afro.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they expanded. Okay.
Come on.
Oh, man.
I'm playing.
But you know who you are. Shout out to Suavecitos Bar and Grill. And that's our second shameless plug. But, I'm going to say this right now. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful that you made it through this video and you haven't followed this man. You haven't followed this man on Apple Music, Spotify. You on SoundCloud?
Not really. I am, but I'm.
Apple Music,
Whoa.
Instagram. Follow my guy Swego. I'm going to butcher this because I have a problem with enunciation, but I'm going to try because I love you and you're going to correct me if I'm wrong. SWE is hyphenated GO.
Yeah.
Yes, I did it.
The E's not hyphenated on all platforms though. That's just like my. You know what I'm saying? Like on all platforms, it's just solid E.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you haven't, let me tell you, this guy, lurking legend. This is gonna happen. What's gonna happen? He gonna take the West Coast by storm. Then after the West Coast, Midwest, and then we got one more coast to go, East Coast. And you want to be a part. See, you don't want to be one of your friends and be like, I know about Swego. I know about this. You know about him right now. Y'all see what happened to Blast? Jeez. This guy, he's next. Great music, great feel goods, great all around. Follow my guy. All his bios, links and stuff in the description. And also follow him on the gram. He hilarious.
At Prince of P Town.
Ooh, I like, you see how I gave you the alley-oop because I was like, oh, it's not that. It's not Swego. But please follow myself, Suavecito, and Swego, Prince of P-Town, on Instagram. And that's our shameless plug hour. Now, moving into, I've been gearing the audience to like our new flow, and this is me more my fault. I've been kind of like everywhere, and I feel like this is like one of my old school podcasts where I'm just going off feelings and things like that, and it's going like that. I at least want to take it back to music because after like plugging you and things like that, I kind of just wanted to go back to music. Now, I ain't gonna ask for some sneak peeks or anything like, you gonna drop some music on the show. I don't know if you're gonna do that. You be the first person to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to ask you, is there any music you've been working on?
Yes, sir.
Any new feelings?
Honestly, I've been having mixed feelings this summer. I've been dancing around a lot of genres to a point where I've just been letting the summer kind of slip by me. 'Cause I haven't figured out which genre to kind of like launch the summer with.
Okay.
Whether it's Afro or like some real R&B or like old school R&B or just going straight just party pop.
Okay.
You know, so we got some cool things coming up at the end of the month, and I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm so excited to kind of release that. It's been some time, a few months since I released a new track, and I think it's time I get one out there.
Okay.
I ain't gonna tell you the genre though.
Okay. Well, can we at least get the name? Is the name ready?
Okay, I was like, shoot. Wall to Wall.
Oh. Well, okay.
That's the single, and then we got a feature one with me and Young Tilla. We haven't linked up since Get Your Drip Up.
Okay.
And that was my biggest single, so we excited for this one. It's called Prada Bay. Because everybody needs a Prada Bay.
Oh, I ain't got none of that Prada, but I sure can find me a bay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you're not going to give us a genre. That's fine. Now, bro, you know what I do for a living. We talked about feelings. So, can you at least talk about the feels of these songs? Like, can you talk to feels?
Yeah, no, well, shoot. Yeah, okay. Prada Bay, you know, that one's more of a old, or not old school. It's more of a I'll probably say it's medium tempo. It's cool. It's like an R&B song.
Okay.
It's like holler at shorty. Like the hook is like, damn, that's a Uber's on the way. I got a Spanish mama calling me like on the lay. She love it when I blow the bag. That's my Prada Bay. Shawty, you know why I came? I ain't here to stay.
Exclusive.
So it's kind of like talking your shit while, you know, just kind of like singing to the shorties, singing to the ladies, you know, doing your thing, and just kind of being almost like a little low key flex, you know.
Okay.
So there's that one, and then we got a Wall to Wall song. That one, you know,
Tell me the feels.
You might as well. You could tell. I mean, Wall to Wall. You know, that's kind of like you could tell it's gonna be club with it.
Okay.
It's gonna have the club. We're gonna be It's gonna be pretty upbeat. It's all.
So like direct deposit just hit.
Yeah, and you acting wild.
Oh, okay.
Like the hook is can't go on the wall because the bad bitches dancing from wall to wall.
Ooh. Hey, maybe I'm getting, you know, be a better interviewer. Maybe I should have, you know, minored, but you know, I got us a little exclusive.
And like, hey man, he pried it out of me.
Hey, let's go. So one of the things I want to kind of throw at you and too as well, where like you have a hell of a following here. You have a hell of a following on what do you call it? Sorry, brain dead. I was gonna say, I don't know why I was thinking SoundCloud. I always do this when I'm like, yeah, you're on SoundCloud. See, that's how old I am. No, Apple Music, right? Where like, you know, I've seen your top and things like that. Where like I'm curious because you have the cloud around here. What about? I'm just curious. When does an artist of your status think about traveling? Going to different places, different cities to like, I don't want to boil this down to like an anime where like, you know, I've conquered this and I'm like, now I gotta, you know, go to a Philly or go to like a Houston where like, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, once again, and I'm not counting your pockets or things like that, where it's kind of like at the end of the year, we get like a breakdown where like, I got niggas in Iceland listening to me and that's weird. Like I got one nigga in Iceland listening to me where it's kind of like, have you ever thought about, let's just say your breakdowns, Houston, Louisiana, Atlanta. Have you ever thought about like going and visiting and things like that?
No, I mean that's basically the point of you know, me travel, or honestly like that's the plan. You know, just kind of reaching out to a lot of my listeners. You know, Portland isn't even my highest listener city, so you know.
I'm curious. What's your highest listen? I'm sorry to cut you off. I just gotta know. Rabbit brain.
I'd have to check again. I haven't checked in like a week, but before it was like my top 3 was between I think I had like my 3 states was California, then California, Texas, and Oregon. You know? And then from there, I think my cities, Portland was number 3. I think Seattle was number 1.
Ooh.
Or like Seattle was up there, and then like San Diego was a big spot.
Portland,
yeah.
what the? Oh,
no, Portland's doing a lot better. Like there was a point in time where Portland was like number 15 on my list, and like I was just like, oh, y'all don't like me. I was like, oh, okay, you know. But you know, as times is growing, I'm making more and more of an impact in the city. You know, I don't really feel like there's a now I can go. It's more of just like, okay, I should go now, do some other things out there, and then come back with whatever I grow, how I grow. Because I feel like here it's like, not that it's a small pond or I'm a big fish. It's just that I'm a fish that needs a bigger pond, and I don't care what that means.
Oh, okay, humble.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what that means. You know, I wanna be able to explore. I wanna be able to travel. I feel like a lot of my music comes off of influence and experience. You know, I'm not one of those people that can kind of like fabricate a story. Like, I have to literally be there. You know, and I feel like a lot of artists kind of do that as well nowadays, and that's kind of how you identify, because it's like you could kind of tell when someone's not living what they're singing. You know, but you can tell when someone's like really feels what they're saying, because that's them. They're talking about themselves. Like you always, like you said in the beginning, it's like you're relaying the person's actual feelings. You can tell. So I mean, one thing they say for certain, and even in the Bible, they say a prophet's not welcome in their own hometown. So a lot of people, feel like, they take the animosity and they're like, oh, I want to leave, I want to do all that. But it's like, at least for me, I feel like I want to be able to, leave knowing that I'm still creating an impact as I'm gone. And when I come back, there's still from places for me to pick up, or, something to take, to keep taking advantage of, in terms of like just keep progressing the overall status of my hometown. It's my hometown, so it's like I can't have another hometown outside of Nigeria. Shout out Anambra State. I'm saying Ibukwenu. Y'all might not know what that means. Look it up.
I was gonna ask, but he said, "Look it up." The man said he's got black Air Forces. I'm not making him repeat himself. As we continue, whatever you say, sir. All right, so we can. So you're gonna be around this. You're gonna be. You're gonna be doing a little something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be out and about. I'm gonna be around, but not.
Okay. I was just curious because and I'm just gonna speak more so as like a music fan, where it's kind of like sometimes you're like, and I'll just equate it to like Blast, where like when Bino and Blast made their mixtape, my friend was like, "Oh, have you heard these guys from the West Coast?" And sometimes I always think, where like, did Blast and Bino ever tour, or did they just blow up? And then after they blew up, after the sixth tape, not the number 2 that came out, then they toured, and vice versa, and like, and that's just. And that, to be honest, that's where like the question like really like came from. Where like I have a like a genuine friend, and like like I told you, like anytime you'll have me in the studio, I would love to see how you work, because like I feel like, and this is for people, like you got to find people who are good at different crafts, and you have to see their work ethic for how they do certain things, because that, like you're saying, you're looking for inspiration. Like me seeing you in your happy place will help me be like, all right, is this how I look when I'm in my zone? And like watching, it's like people don't understand when you watch people happy and in love, or making a love connection with family, or people who are genuinely happy about doing something they're doing. It's like this air and energy, and like I want to be around shit like that. And like that's why when you were like, oh, hey, what do you think about this? Rob, blah blah blah, and I said this, and like, and you gave me that invitation. I like jumped at it because like I want to be around that type of energy, because I'm like, this is a person at their peak, or not peak maximum, but like one of their peaks in their life, where like they're just so happy, they don't care about this or that. They're just, I want to create something, and I just want to be around stuff like that.
And that's the creation mindset versus the competitive. That's you really, if you want to look that up, not you, but the viewers.
Oh, me too, bro. Hey. Me too.
That's a mindset that has been talked about in terms of success for a lot of people. Creation versus competitive. When you have the mindset of creation, it's all abundance. You can't really run out. No one can really take from you, because whatever they take from you, it can be replaced. replenish. There doesn't, you can always create. No one can take away your ability to create. People can argue your ability to compete. They can opinion. You know what I'm saying? There's so much things about competition that is limited. It limits your overall mindset on what you're capable of doing, because you're thinking that someone is stopping you from doing something, or you're stopping. You know what I'm saying? There's something, an external force. But if you're creative and you really believe in abundance, like, you just believe things will come to you. And the things that come to you, they're for you. And if they come and go, they're not for you, you know what I'm saying? And more things will come and go because you just believe that in your whole heart, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like driving on a dark road. It's like you see the first 50 feet in front of you. It doesn't mean you turn and park because you can't see the rest of the road. You already know there's the rest of the road. So it's like, you can't have that mindset that the road running out or someone else is taking some of your path and from you.
Yeah. Whew. Okay. Well, let's just. Anywho, messing up my own equipment. So, wow. Well said. We'll end on this point. So, today's show, I felt like we've encompassed a lot of different things. And I want you to keep it a buck with me, okay? Because I want people, if you haven't gotten some nutrients or some jewels from this, I don't know, you haven't been listening. I want to leave on this note because I want to breathe some positivity onto you, and I want to breathe positivity. I want to breathe positivity onto people I care about and want to see good, do good and well in all areas of life, career, relationships, family, all that stuff. Is the hope that like you're saying, that abundance, things will happen, and I just want if I have my untimely demise, we got this on tape. I want you to do well. The good, the bad, the ugly is going to happen, but you will see it through. You will find that chica. You will find, not even find, you will get not even get that. People will see you doing what you love, and you will get that recognition. Even though that you already know you're doing good stuff, other people will finally see that, and you don't need their validation. You already know that. And then third and foremost, you're continually being that good human being that I know that you want other people to see do well and good. And I just want to at least breathe that onto you and then leave with this. What kind of hopes? And I'll just leave it open-ended. Doesn't have to be your relationships. Doesn't have to be about your career. What kind of hopes are you wanting? Because manifestation, if we don't say it into the universe, it can't happen. And that's, I at least want to start it with having those things happen for you. What is something that you want to put out in this universe before we shut down today? He busy. Oh, that's Beyonce calling.
Honestly, what I want to put out into the world is probably just, you might have to repeat the question, man.
So, no, you're fine. Manifestation.
Manifestation, I just want, like if I want to just call anything to myself, I'll call a grammy.
Okay.
I'll do that. Also I'll just call for peace in my city. You know what I'm saying? I want to manifest peace in my city. I want to manifest opportunities for my people. And I think that's how everything's kind of looking out. Looking now, we have a lot of figureheads that are grinding behind the scenes, doing whatever they can to be prepared for a cultural shift or wherever Portland's music scene is kind of taking off or taking towards. And I think the right people will be in front of that to create opportunities for people to find peace. And that's the main thing. That's the main thing is that we're all pursuing, is that we're trying to find emotional peace, trying to find all of those different things, peace in our mind, peace in our habitat, peace in our just like our environment, you know, to where you don't feel hostility or you don't feel animosity, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's kind of what I want to breathe into just like my platform. Yeah, and as I'm growing, you know, like I just want to keep, you know, being in control of the mindset of my platform, you know, so that people know what kind of like what is at the table when you come my way, you know.
Whew. Well, I think I know I'm gonna name this episode now.
What's up?
The Grammy goes to. Now I know I'm gonna name this episode. All right, thank you. And I just want to also push you over the edge too. You're gonna get that Grammy.
Amen.
I'm second person. I don't know if you've told anyone else, but I feel like I'm the second person to double down on this. But yes. Ha 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 ha. Entourage.
Hey, God said it first, so
Third place. So you know, but I joke. But on a serious note, like on a super serious note, I'm there for your dreams, and like Big Sean says, I pray that you get everything that you've been wanting, and I know you're gonna get that because you prayed for it, and it's signed, sealed, deliver. Because you know we were talking about if and when is when he's gonna get that blessing for you, bro. That is our running gag now. This has been the Play No Games podcast, and I had the wonderful lurking legend that's gonna be taking over from coast to coast, Swego in the building.
yes, sir.
And this has been Play No Games.
Don't play no games.
Probably wonder if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.